Hello everybody. A few days ago I posted some ribbon wreaths that I'd made on Facebook, and a lot of people liked them, and some people were interested in making their own from ribbons that they have from, I know, horse shows, dog shows, rabbit shows, whatever. They've got ribbons at home and they wanted to do something with them. And so I said that I would make this video to show you how I made mine. This is the first ribbon wreath that I finished. Just to give you an idea, it's 24 inches diameter and the border around for gluing the ribbons is 7 inches. This is the second wreath that I finished. It's another one that's 24 inches diameter with the 7-inch border. I ironed the ribbons, the tails there, as you can see, which I think sort of makes it a lot nicer. But if you haven't got an iron, I guess it doesn't really matter. This is hanging on a nail in the wall that I had a picture up there. So because it sort of only weighs about 4 pounds, a small nail, and you can just hook it up underneath the cardboard. We're going to run through everything that you need for this project. First, our end clippers. Don't know if you can see them. These are great for cutting through metal, so they'll cut through the wire on the back of the ribbons, no problem. And because they're sort of got a flat top, you can cut really close to the backs of the ribbons, but you might find something else that works just as well for you. Pair of scissors, tape measure, marker and string. Going to attach the string to the marker so that we can draw a circle on the cardboard. Glue gun, these are about $15–20. You don't need a really expensive one, just cheap will work absolutely great. You don't need it to make toast or tell the time, just to shoot glue onto cardboard, that's all that's required, so keep it simple. Glue sticks, these are about $9 a pack, get through quite a lot of those. A knife for cutting the cardboard. I know this looks like overkill, but it's a super good knife and it's got a serrated edge and it goes through the cardboard really easily. Probably won't be any use for anything else when I finish this project, but at the moment it's absolutely great. This is a 3M gizmo for hanging things onto walls. I think you only need one pair of these. This whole pack is rated for £16, but each of the ribbon wreaths I've done weigh about £4, and that would be good. And you velcro 2 pieces together, and then you peel off the back and the sticky stuff underneath, and you're supposed to be able to get it off as easily as you put it on, but whether you can, I'm not sure. But maybe try that later. Need a cup of coffee because it's not possible to do anything in the least bit constructive without one. So count yourself in for a drink of coffee. 7-inch ribbons. I've got about 25, 26 on a wreath. You can shove them up a little bit tighter, but probably allow about 30 maximum for that size. We'll have to see as we sort of go along whether you can, push them closer together without spoiling the overall effect. So the first thing you need to do is take these metalwork off the back. So for this, it's got one of these metal thingies, scissors, cut as close as possible to the cardboard so that you don't end up with a sharp edge that's going to cut your hands to pieces. Cuts off very easily. So that's that one. This one has one of these kind of metal loop things. Push it up a bit, get one of these, or whatever you find that's going to work. You want to cut it right as close to the paper as possible. There we go, that sort of comes off easily. And again, you don't want a nasty, jagged piece of metal sticking out that's going to cut your hands to pieces. So go through all your ribbons and take those backs off. Some of the old ones used to have strings, cut the strings off. And then I go round and I cut off all the tails. And I cut them, looking at it from this side, cut round by the cardboard there. And I save them in case I'm going to need them for anything. Here we are with the cardboard. For this project we're going to use new cardboard. I bought a cardboard box at Home Depot, and this one is 24 by 18 and it's a large size. This is what it looks like, but the cardboard isn't, I don't know if you can see, it's sort of, when it's glued together it'll be 2-ply, otherwise like just one thickness is going to be a bit too thin, but it is quite good quality cardboard. I never realised that there was that much to choose between cardboard, but clearly there is. I'm going to, the box is 24 across the long length, I guess, but measures it from the middle. I'm going to want the wreath to be 24 inches diameter, so I'll mark it with the marker at 12 inches to give us the middle. Then we've got the tack and a piece of string, and I've already put a knot in the string, a little tiny knot, so I can put the pin through it, and I put that into the centre of the box. There we go. Now we want this string to be 12 inches to get the diameter. So if I measure it with the measure and tie the string around the marker. There, we have a circle. So now we're going to cut out the circle, and I'll try not to cut through my kitchen table. But this cuts really well. Try to keep as close to the line as possible. Super. So there we are, we have a circle. I've been making a 7-inch edge here for gluing the ribbons, so I'm going to go round it and mark 7 inches all the way round. My plate, I'm going to use that to draw around. If you don't have anything the right size, then you're going to have to use the piece of string method again to make the circle, but this should be, you know, maybe a little bit more accurate. There, and I've got my circle in the middle. So I'm going to put little bits of tape around the edges here to hold it so that it doesn't slide about while I'm cutting out the middle. Excellent. Take off my little bits of tape. Pieces of cardboard that we've cut out, I'm going to glue together, and I'm going to glue the stuff with the writing on the inside. And at this stage, like you can see that there's a crease on this one down here and the join here. Don't put the crease and the join in the same places. Rotate it maybe half a turn, something like that. It'll make it stronger. So I heated the glue gun up for about 5 minutes. We don't need tons of it. All around the inside, all around the outside. Be careful as you lay it down because you'll only get one shot at it. Okay, press it down. So there we go. I'm going to mark this so that it's going to be easier to arrange the ribbons on it. I didn't do this with my others, but I think if I draw divide it into quarters, then it's going to be easier to place the ribbons sort of evenly. And I've got all the ribbons in piles, and I've picked out one that I really like. I'm going to have that maybe at the bottom, I think. Different one that I'll have at the top, but I'll cut the tails off. I'll have that at the top, and these two that are a little bit different I'll have either side. I'm going to draw around these two, just a rough sort of line, so that I know where to glue them. So I think that'll work. Make sure the horses are the right way up. You don't want any cardboard showing behind, so move them up so that there's no cardboard peeking out. And then, yeah, that will work. So, glue gun. So this is the scary bit, because once you've started with the glue, once you've placed it on here, there's not going to be any way you're going to be able to get them off again without just the most terrible mess. So try to be really careful, think where you're going to place them, and yeah, just do it. But it's a bit scary, but when you've done it a few times, sort of like murder, when you've done it a couple of times, they say it gets a whole bunch easier. I don't know from personal experience, but I do know with lots of things, once you've done it, it's a whole bunch easier. So I'm going to glue these first. Go round the middle. Be really careful that you don't burn your hands with these glue guns, they're miserable. Hold it down for maybe about 10 seconds. Ah, that's good. I'm going to check with this one again. Glue this centre one, but I'm going to glue the smaller ones first, and I've arranged those so that they completely cover the cardboard, and then it won't look, hopefully won't look a mess when I've done it. And if you get it on your fingers, it's really miserable. So that'll be the first one. Yeah, that's okay. And now we'll do this one. So don't press it down until you're absolutely sure, because you want them sort of fairly even. You want it to cover all the ribbons round it at the exact sort of roughly the same sort of spot, so that you don't have it, you know, more showing of the centre of one than the other. So that's where we're at now. Just to show you where I am, I've been laying them on the cardboard like this, but I can see from the number that I've got left that I'm going to have to shove them up quite a bit more for them to fit. But I just thought it would give you an idea. These haven't been glued yet, so I'll have to rearrange them all and push them up so that I've got room for the others. This is the wreath that we've just finished. Spend a bit of time going round the edges just to make sure that it's all glued down properly, because you can soon squeeze in some glue anywhere where it's not quite tight. The back, as you can see the back, it's not fabulously interesting, but if you overlap the ribbons all around the edge, then you can't see the cardboard. And when it's hanging on the wall, if anybody wants to press their cheeks to the wall so that they can see what's going on behind and they don't like it, well, that's their problem, right? But overall, you know, it looks quite worthy of hanging up. Here is our final ribbon wreath, the one that we've just finished. It has 66 ribbons on it, weighs about 4 pounds, and I used 8 glue sticks to get everything assembled together. If you want to see round the back, see, you can see the cardboard sort of if you're right close to the wall. If that really bothers you, then cover it with fabric before you, when you've cut out the cardboard and before you start gluing on the ribbons. If you decide that you're going to make a wreath yourself and you have any problems, my email address is right at the end of this video, so send me a message, and if I can help you, I will. If anybody wants me to make a wreath for them, then let me know and we can sort out the details. I'd be glad to help. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you all have fun making your wreaths. Bye!